The want to is strong enough, the how to will come. If the want to is strong enough, his want to was so strong to become a software engineer that he figured out how to start doing his homework and turning it in. I mean, it turns out you have to do both of those things. There's two different purpose modes. And the first of these purpose modes is what I call active purpose. And you'll see 6 adjectives sitting here on the screen with me, and that you could add to this. I know I could add to this, but here are the ones that I chose, right? Connected, engaged, accepted, prepared, stable, growing. You could add a lot of other adjectives to this, but these are the people who are moving forward in the tunnel. You may know, for those of you that are already, on this call who are employers and educators, you know what someone in active purpose looks like. They show up every day, they see a light at the end of the tunnel, and they're stepping toward whatever that is that they want to accomplish. But on the other side of active purpose is people who are in static purpose. Static purpose simply means you're standing still in the tunnel. You don't see a light at the end of the tunnel that you want to walk toward. And so that static purpose might be because you're just disconnected, apathetic, distracted, overwhelmed, stressed, surviving. Again, maybe there's a bunch of other additional adjectives you would add to this list. I know I could probably add it, and they're dealing with any one or a myriad of these things together. But the common denominator is they're standing still in the tunnel. They don't see a light, they don't see something worth moving toward, or there's something in their way, or they're quite frankly, maybe they're afraid of taking that step, afraid of being wrong. There's lots of things that are possible at that point. But our challenge is this. Almost all the students who are standing still in the tunnel today in static purpose in our educational system believe that education is just another problem they have. Every day it's just another problem. In fact, we're spending billions of dollars to simply help young people today survive school, when what we really need to be doing is transitioning them from static purpose to active purpose so that education actually becomes their solution. Now, I realize as adults, it's very easy for us to say to ourselves, well, of course education is their solution. I mean, the more education you have, becoming a lifelong learner, you could talk about all the things, but from the perspective of the learner, if they don't view it as their solution, they won't move forward in the tunnel. And so we have to be able to pivot and help young people today make that transition. Plutarch, around 100 AD, he says that, the mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. And so in a reflective kind of way, I would love to ask each of you today, in America today, and in your organization, if you're an educational organization, are we largely filling vessels or are we kindling flames? And I ask this of audiences across North America, and I ask them to just consider and to reflect for a moment, what are we trying to do most? Because in my view, in many places I go around North America, is that we're doubling down, it seems, all the time on filling the vessel, passing the tests, making sure that we're putting lots of knowledge, into their heads. And that's important. I'm a big fan of putting knowledge in heads. But we're doing it at the sacrifice of kindling the flame first. Because of our educational system today, I think it's very difficult for teachers today to find the time to carve out a human connection with young people today and to kindle the flame. And so we're doubling down on filling the vessel at a time in history where we're with, Generation Z, 8 to 25 years old, where it's a non-negotiable. You have to kindle the flame before they will ever let you fill the vessel. But we're trying to fill the vessel, but spending very little time kindling the flame. And so we have to kindle the flame first, and then we can fill the vessel. And that's moving them from static purpose to active purpose to be able to move forward. And part of this journey with purpose is creating alignment in what we're trying to accomplish. So, here on the screen, I've put, a teacher, and this could be a teacher, this could be a counselor, it could be an administrator, it could be an employer, it could be a supervisor, it could be a parent. In this case, I'm going to make it a teacher just for illustrative purposes. And so every teacher shows up every day, and I know lots of teachers across America, and they all have goals when they walk in. They might have a single goal, they may have multiple goals today. They might be the student learning objectives. They may want to, just get through a certain part of the curriculum, teach a certain skill or piece of knowledge, or they may want students to behave today. And they come in with that goal. But then you have to recognize that every student is walking in every day and they have their own goal. And their goal may have nothing to do with what the teacher wants to teach. In fact, their goal may be completely disconnected and misaligned. Their goal may be that they were up till 4 o'clock in the morning on social media, and now they want to kind of take a breather and put their head down and just rest. Maybe they haven't eaten yet. Maybe they've got some human needs that have to be met first before they're willing to put the time in. And then when you recognize that the teacher's goal and the student's goal might be different, you have to recognize, well, now you may have 25 kids or 50 kids or 80 kids in this course of a day who all have different goals and they're trying to accomplish different things. And until we actually bring these things into alignment, meaning that teacher and student are aligned in the goal of moving forward towards a light at the end of the tunnel that is relevant based on every individual student's unique interests, talents, and abilities, that's what allows the shift to take place in active purpose. And so in creating active purpose, we have to connect, engage, and answer why for young people in our sphere of influence today.